Hi everyone, this is Triple T, and today I'm taking a look at ZetaToys ZB-01 Flyfire, or Fireflight as he's actually called. And since I'm not able to show you the box, I thought I'd show you more of the manual. And it's a very good manual. There are some pieces you understand, some that you don't. But if you look at Flyfire here, you can see what guns you're supposed to have, what missiles, and how to transform him. Fairly simple, so that's nice. I don't know if it's a collector piece, but still. And now to focus on Fireflight. I've looked around the net and did some research looking at the animation and original box art. And there is an inconsistency if they should be up or not. They can of course be like that, but then they are too big to suit this wing, so I think they should be like that. And I think that looks just dandy, in my opinion. Now, let's do a flyby, shall we? And again, I'm going to open the cockpit so you can see how it looks in there. You have nice shine on this one. And a bit of dust. I did clean him though. So he's a magnet. He is a magnet. Very nice. And all these tampographs are actually kind of cool. Here you can see the model number, ZB-01. And you have those beautifully painted wings. The yellow could have used another coat of paint, but still, I'm not picky. This comes packed separately, and you have to apply it on. And the paint here is not that wow, unfortunately. You have the engines looking kind of nice. And this is him from above. And this is him from beneath. And you can see, as with all of these, you can see the robot. The chest, the legs, and the arms, and the crotch, and the head. But who is looking at an airplane from underneath unless it's in the air? And this is not in the air, so down boy. For articulation, you can open this. You can, of course, angle these however you want. You can push these landing pieces in. And you can, of course, take these off, both each missile and the holder. So, and you have an extra tab there for the weapon. I'm going to show that off just in a minute. You can angle these pieces forward and back, but they're supposed to be forward and they're supposed to be down. So I don't think that's actually articulation. But it comes with two accessories, except for the missiles. And the first one is the gun, done very nicely with some blue detailing. And you can put it under the wing on these tabs, besides the missiles, but that just looks silly, so I'm not going to do that. And of course, he has the robot, combiner robot hand. And what I like about these is that the fingers aren't equally as long. So this actually looks kind of natural. So you can fold this in, stuff like that. But we'll get to that when we get to combine mode. Nice hand. Stop. Don't change YouTube channel. We're gonna bring in two of his Aeriobot brethren to give you some perspective on what they look like together. And yes, I'm going to zoom out, so don't freak out just yet. And you can see how silly it looks with a gun on. Oof. But that's how they look together. And they look so good together. Really, really good. I can really see this armada of planes flying through the air, giving Menasor and the Stunticons a fight for their money. And again, this just looks silly. Now we're going to transform him, and we're going to go to arm mode first. And I want to point out, you don't have to take the wings or the missiles off. They can stay there. But I'm going to take them off, and I'm going to take the missiles off first. And you can, of course, untab them. They're just on a C-clip. And then I'm going to untab the wings. And put them to the side. Now we can actually see how he shines without his wings. I don't know if you're able to read that, but it says danger on the leftmost, and the other thing is too small to be read. Caution, it says on the top, but otherwise it's, well, okay. If you remember from the last video, a lot of things here is going to look familiar, but you start with pushing this backwards, then you untab this, you fold these pieces out to the side, so he has a split bum, or whatever, and you fold it up like that. You separate the legs, which actually makes that go further up. You open these sides up. You can fold these down because you need to. You need to have them down for arm mode because they will bump into that. You fold... No! Now I'm going into robot mode. Close that. Arm mode. Yo. You put the hand in here, like so, and close that back up. And this is supposed to be down. I said down. Good. I'm going to do the backpack last because I think it's annoying. And getting this up is really annoying because, well, it worked. Now that is out of our way, untab the head and hinge it forward, fold it together. We're going to hinge it in. So, hello! Here it comes. And for full disclosure, this head has broken off so many times that I had to glue it on with super glue, and it actually works as a kiki effect. So his head squeaks. Okay, enough about that. You extend the arms out a bit, fold this up, and tab them back on here. Is going to be the right arm, so you fold this towards, not the future, but the front. You come here, you fold this little head, that down and that up, and then we just push this inside here. You can come from back here to push this combiner peg up and out and over, and you fold that piece, if it's still on, down. Okay. Just like the other side, this is going to form a little bit of airplane-y backpack, and it's fiddly, but we're gonna make it happen, I think. Something like that, and you have tabs here that go on these little, or in this little board, like so, and then you press this up. It should tab in. I'm seldom able to... Oh, actually I did it now. Yay! Huh. And there you have him in arm mode. That never happened before. And I have these for like 3-4 years. You can, of course, bend the arm at the elbow to reveal these little effects here. And if you want, you can bring these back. But I think it's just too much hassle to have everything on. But you can. You have 2 pegs here, one for robot and alt mode, and one for this mode, for arm mode. You can also just put them back like that, so it doesn't bother the hand that much. But this is the arm mode, and it doesn't get any more armier or better than this. I quite like it. I won't compare to the other arm because I'm afraid to transform that guy right now. If you saw the last clip, the fingers kept popping off and panels didn't do as they should. So every one of these have their little qualms and problems, unfortunately. But I like them. I really like them. So that's arm mode. I'm not gonna talk about arm mode anymore because who wants to hear me babble on? Let's transform it into robot mode. Fold that in. Get the chest out. Hinge the head up and out, like so. Close the elbow. And make this piece go forward towards his becoming belly. And let's hope everything hinges down correctly, because that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna hinge, yes. Hinge everything down like so. You come up here and you loosen these sides from the central part and hinge the arms out if you're able to. They're kind of snug and there is no room here for anything actually. So, like that. Now it just looks like an open wound. Untab the arms from the sides and fold them in like that. And they will come peg in there and there. And if we're lucky, this will be just perfect. But I forgot, these has to be flipped up and over, and you have to pass plastic there, and I don't like that, but still. Okay, let's hope that this will just tab on and everything is just dandy. Yes, it did. Oh no, this side did. Oh, I was too happy too soon. But there you have him. Yes, and you have to push that down. And now you bring his head up. And squeakishly, I don't think you hear the squeak actually. No, you don't. Turn that around. Come to these, fold them out. And as you can see, you are supposed to plop that in there. And when you fold the hand out without destroying the fingers, like that, you have a tab and a port, so be mindful of both of them, and that's one arm done. I have an objection! Now we come down to the legs, and we can untab the wings, because we're gonna move them anyway. Split the legs, like so. Pull this hand out, and leave it to the side. Come to the back, and you have a pin holding this together, but it's a mighty pin, yes. Fold the foot down. And why isn't this working as it should? Ah, there. Hinge this up, and it's a little rail here that you have to pinpoint with the knee. But when you've done that, you can just close this back up on that little tab, fold the foot out, and that's one leg done. Now for the last step, you can reattach these wings if you want to. If you do, I recommend you have them hinged backwards so they don't take that much focus. And you can plug, of course, you can plug the missiles back in if that's something you like. Let's get up and close and personal with him, shall we? The head, as you can see, is nicely detailed. I'm not sure I like the smiling, but that's, well, his personality is quite happy. A little eager beaver. Yes, yes. Are you happy? Yes. Okay. You have some nicely transparent detailing here. And the thighs look good. I don't know if they're die-cast. No, they're plastic. And you have some transparent plastic here as well. The feet are nicely done. They actually look like feet compared to the other ones. Sticky things. And you, of course, have the wings there. And the little backpacky plane. Like a little drone that won't stop following him. And for articulation, his head can squeak around like that, 360. His arms can go out to there. You can also hinge them down if you want to, but as you can see, that just looks silly. They can go 360. They have a bicep swivel, 90 degree of bend at the elbow. You can use these as well. You have 2 hinges here, but you get about the same, and it doesn't look as good. I think this looks better. His hands, I'm so scared about yeah. I was going to say that this character held on to his thumbs better, but no, he doesn't. But they are nicely articulated. You can't really splay them out, but, well, you can move them around. He has a waist rotation, but it's as snug as the other one due to the fact that it's actually a rotation used by the combiner as well. You have a thigh swivel. The legs can go up to there. It doesn't want to go backwards for some reason at all. Why? No, okay, I won't force it. Can this? Yeah, this can for some reason. Strange. No, I'm not going to force it. It can go out to there to do the full splits. The knee gets it about 90 degrees with a nice filler piece there, a red filler piece. And the little fake feet, or little toesies, can go up and down and tilt a bit, so you can fake it till you make it. But the real foot is just flat and unmovable. And you can, of course, turn these around and have them in any way you want to. Maybe this is nicer, but I think this actually hides it better for some reason. So, it's up to you. You do what you want with your things, and I do what I want with my things, and we live happily ever after, I think. And of course, you can bring these back on and just tab them in if you want to. He can, and I'm not going to move the thumb, he can hold his gun in his little hand, like that. And it's just a tab-in system, just like everything else. But now he can shoot Decepticons, and preferably Stunticons, till his heart's content. But he is a bit of a low-key mischief, so he probably shoots Autobots in the heat of battle as well. For comparison, let's bring in the other Armbot. And I know you saw him in the other video, but all of them in airplane mode is just shy of the official Masterpiece Seeker mode. So they are quite big. Now for my conclusion. I mean, he's a happy bot, and he makes me a happy collector. He does have his fiddly things with his hands, as all these robots do, and some neck problems. Mine tore off a couple of times, but it's easily glued back together, and you have a screw on the back of his head, so you can just take it apart, so no problemo at all. I wish the plastic would be of a little higher quality, because it is a bit soft in places, especially around the combiner elbow joint. But he's fun to play with. His transformation is fairly simple and straightforward. I don't like bending plastic over plastic, which you have to do with the chest area a couple of times, but other than that, it's just fine, I think. And you can feel the age both of the production and the engineering, which drags the score down a bit, but not to a disturbing degree, I think. They are still my Aerobots, all of them. So he is a masterpiece, so I will give him a masterpiece score of 6. I still recommend him strongly due to the fact that the combination of all these Aerobots, the Superion, is so epic that you don't want to miss it. But as things stand, they are so old, so if you get a mint in box, it's probably going to cost you an arm and a leg. So, I don't know. But the combined mode is epic. But I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.